Hi guys, so just thought I'd make a quick video about this, my recent purchase, Sony A7 first generation, easily available for 500 bucks or less online. Hi, sorry about that. I was just out walking, taking some pictures. We had a little break in the rain, and it was an area I hadn't been in since last fall. So I just thought I would stop and shoot this video, and the flies showed up. First flies I've seen this spring, and there was lots of them. And between the buzzing and flying in my ears and up my nose, I just decided that was the wrong place and time to do the video. So now I'm just doing it from here, doing it in my office. Anyway, what I was starting to say there was that I had watched this video recently on YouTube, and in it the guy was talking about how he had purchased one of these, a first generation Sony A7 for 500 bucks US, and was recommending that people not do that. And his basis for this argument was that there are other APS-C Sony cameras and other cameras that give you just as good of an image for similar or slightly more money, and that there really wasn't any point in getting one of these for that amount of money. And I'm just here to say that I have a different reason, and I just purchased this camera for under 500 bucks US recently, and here's why I bought it. And here's why I think you might want to buy it as well, depending on what you want to do with it. I have a lot of vintage lenses. Most of them are M42 or Pentax K-mount lenses. I also have a couple of perfectly fine Pentax DSLRs that all the M42 and Pentax K-mount lenses on work just fine. But the vintage lenses are film lenses, and they were made for 35mm film, and that's where the problem is. So especially with some of my wide-angle lenses, using them on a APS-C camera like my DSLRs are, I lose the wide-angle field of view that the lenses were designed for, which I'm not really happy with. So I could go out and buy a Pentax K1 or something like that, a full frame sensor DSLR, but then there's another issue. I also have some vintage lenses that are M39 mounts, things like that, that are meant originally for rangefinder film cameras. Now, I do have a Sony APS-C mirrorless camera, that's what I'm recording this video with, and with the proper adapters, those lenses work fine on that camera, but again, same thing happens. They were originally designed for 35mm film in a rangefinder camera, but 35mm film. And on my APS-C mirrorless camera, again, it crops the image that the lens would normally produce. And so that's where this camera is a good solution. It's a reasonable price, has a full frame sensor. With the proper adapters, any of my vintage lenses work on it. Not only that, this camera shoots half decent video. No, it's not 4K, but it's 1080p video. It has a separate audio input on it, so I can use an external microphone. It has a manual audio level control, so I don't have to use auto gain control that makes the audio hiss in between my speaking. Overall, I actually think it's a good solution, and I think it's a really good deal. And it offers something that none of the Sony APS-C cameras can offer, and that's a full frame sensor. And when you're using some of those vintage lenses, that's actually an important factor to consider. So to me, if you guys are looking to buy some vintage lenses or have some vintage lenses and want to make the best of them, and you're looking for an affordable or semi-affordable camera, the first generation Sony A7 might be just what you're looking for. Anyway, hope this helps somebody. See you next time.